Initially this video was gonna be about something else, a lot more like cheery, kind of funny. I was gonna be talking about clown girls, because they're fairly attractive. But recently it has sprung to my attention that the Twitch streamer Keffals has gotten a hold of something. She's basically been going after somebody's sponsors. So yeah, she got way worse. So basically, recently there was some drama between her and a YouTuber called The Quartering, who does politically charged content. They both do politically charged content, and it happens to be that Keffals is a trans woman. Now, it doesn't really matter to the conversation what kind of does, but in what I am talking about. Because what has happened recently is that she is going after his sponsors. She's going after Meta PCs, who of course they sell PCs, and yeah, basically they sponsor people, right? And recently she has basically said, hey, Meta PCs, are you okay with one of the people who you sponsor using their massive platform to harass trans people? So she's actively going after his sponsors now. So you can say what you want about Quartering himself. I personally am not a fan of him. He talks in like 2.5 speed. He's also not the greatest person, and I do disagree on how he's talking to Keffals herself. Like, I do not agree with basically being transphobic, right? Like, I think that's scummy. However, the way she's handling it is pretty fucking poor. Basically going after his sponsors, taking away part of his livelihood, just because, oh well, he called me he. Now, if you don't like it, just say, hey dude, stop being a fucking asshole. You could have one-upped him. And she basically had that for a while, right? She had that while people were on her side. I was, okay with like her, basically kind of making fun of him, because it's a one-up, right? You want him to not be an asshole. You want him to be, nice to you in that way, because it's nice. However, she is not a good person either, and it's ironic how she's going after someone's livelihood while also being kind of an asshole. Now, I want to show you an example for being an asshole. So like a month ago, she invited President Sunday to debate, something like that. It was basically the two were gonna debate, and it was about calling Chud Logic a pedophile, basically, right? So she called Chud Logic a pedophile, and President Sunday wanted to debate. However, she, in the process, was not a good person, and being kind of his asshole to President Sunday and being really rude to him in the way she was basically like, I said it, blah blah blah, stuff like that. And she was being an asshole and basically not having facts behind what she was saying. And by her logic, she should be kicked off of Twitch, right? By her logic, she shouldn't be streaming on Twitch. And by her logic, well, she shouldn't have sponsors if she has any, right?
So, the President Sunday guy, who made that video about how I should apologize, wants to come on the stream.
Really? That's strange. I remember it quite differently. Let's watch that again.
So, the President Sunday guy, who made that video about how I should apologize, wants to come on the stream.
I have no idea as to why Keffals, or anyone for that matter, would be so stupid as to lie like this in a medium where literally everything one says can be recorded and verified after the fact. But then I'm not a vicious moron, so perhaps I just lack insight into these things. All that to say that, no offense, Keffals, but I can't think of anyone I am less interested to speak to than you. You requested me on, rudely, might I add, and I obliged. Let's see how that went.
I'm gonna do this. All right. Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Audio's coming through?
Yes.
Cool, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I'm just confused. Like, I already apologized to Chud Logic.
I didn't see that. Where?
It didn't need to be a public affair. We talked privately. No, it
Hey,
didn't.
let me ask you this. So after you called Chud Logic a pedophile and somebody
Yes.
pointed out this was spurious, yeah. So after that, you said you hadn't looked into it. So really, Chud Logic could have been anybody. You just
No,
didn't care.
I was very aware who Chud Logic was.
Really?
Yeah.
But you said you didn't look into it.
Yeah, I didn't.
So on the basis of no evidence, you just called somebody a pedophile in front of thousands of people. Explain yourself.
Suck D's nuts. Alright, I kicked them off. Anyway, let's keep going. I'm not a debate streamer. I don't debate. Also don't have nuts.
Finally, something.
So I find it completely ironic how she's all like that, and then she goes after sponsors of someone who she disagrees with. Of course, I disagree with the way Quartering is handling it, right? But completely going after someone's sponsors is a fucking dick move. Like, going after what they live for, what they need to make money, is really scummy. Another thing I want to get off the bat is that I didn't really like her in the first place, because she's always been scummy like this, calling people she disagrees with alt-right, Nazis, all this terrible fucking shit. And you can watch this on like Augie or FC's channel, because he has most of it down, where she's just more of a liar and shit. Another thing is that she is not going after Ricky Berwick. Now, Ricky Berwick was kind of like telling her, hey dude, calm down, you're like going after sponsors, that's a fucking dick move. Basically saying, hey, this is just internet drama, that you shouldn't be taking it seriously, right? You shouldn't be taking fucking internet drama seriously. And then Keffals starts being a bitch. She's all like, he licked my DMs, so I may as well do the same. Dude is friends with members of the alt-right and neo-Nazis, calls bigotry against the trans community drama, when it's basically fucking YouTube drama. At the end of the day, it's on the fucking internet. And she also made a tweet saying, I was confused why Ricky Berg was defending the Quartering, misgendering me, and being transphobic. That's this huge platform, and then I found out he's friends with Stone Toss. She starts calling him neo-Nazi, and shitting his NFTs, when it was just kind of a gig. Anybody would take that kind of money at the end of the day. I would totally take that NFT money, to a certain extent, right? Like, of course, if I find out that the guy's a pedophile, I won't do it. But if it's just like a little kind of gig, and it's from like, not even a close friend, I will probably do it, right? I think anybody would do that. But I also don't like NFTs, so I mean, I don't know about that. Another thing is that, like, it's funny because Ricky starts trolling her, and basically being a gag, you can debate me, but not with these hands. And that reminds me that, like, how does she not feel bad about going after Ricky Berwick, who's a cripple? Like, that's basically, he's disabled. Like, how do you not feel bad going after him? Like, I get that he's roasting you at the moment, basically saying, yeah, fuck you. But how do you not feel bad about going after somebody who's, well, disabled? I would feel bad. I hear the jokes made about him, like, that he's totally okay with, right? But I feel bad. Like, don't you feel bad about her going after? You don't feel bad about going after him? That's like one of the shittiest things to do. And he was just trying to calm you down, and then you start going after him, trying to cancel him too. Basically calling him a neo-Nazi and being associated with Nazis. And then her fan base gets more cancerous. Her fan base is a whole nother breed of fucking cancer. Because they start going after Ricky too. They're like, oh my god, you're associating with neo-Nazis. Blah blah blah. It's cool to go after people's sponsors. Like, just shut the fuck up. Like, really? It's not fun. Well, it's kind of funny. But at the end of the day, it's just internet drama, and people take it to heart. Like, I'm only doing this because it's kind of funny, and I want to talk about it. But these people take it so seriously, and it's fun. It's funny to see Ricky roasting her and making fun of her. And there's another person being like, you have sympathy for bigots. You're defending people misgendering and harassing, when she's actively going after people's sponsors too. Like I said, I don't agree with how the Quartering's doing it. He's also an asshole. And I forgot to mention that he called her a pedophile, which I also do not agree with. But at the end of the day, it is YouTube drama, and I've called out people like Flamenco for it, right? Like, he should realize that it's just like kind of a joke. At the end of the day, and just to ignore the person saying it. And at the end of the day, she should be doing that, right? Ignoring what he is saying, or at least being like, "Hey, dude, shut the fuck up," right? But no, they keep feeding these people what they want, right? Because they're stupid. And Ricky's just going on defense, saying, "Hey, dude, stop going after after a company that sponsors me, right? Because you're affecting more people than just this one person. Like, if you just went after quartering, that's one thing, but going after a company is affecting a lot more people. The company didn't do anything wrong. The company was just giving out money to like somebody that needed it, and computers, which she also calls out in the DM. But it's still funny to see him roasting her, and at the end of the day, she should just shut up. Like, really, she's a clown, and she's just obviously doing this for attention and trying to fucking ruin people's lives. And another thing too, by her logic of criticizing her for being, stupid, and then she's turning it into a trans issue. By this logic, she's ableist, right? By this logic, she's going after a person that's quote crippled and a person that has disabilities. So yeah, she should be canceled right away. Not kidding, but she should just realize that she's also being a huge fucking hypocrite, and the whole thing, the whole ordeal. She's a massive hypocrite, and she's done this many times, as I showed you. Of course, I mentioned Augie earlier, but she's a massive hypocrite, and she's also one of those Vosh fans. Now, this isn't an attack on Vosh. I probably shouldn't be bringing him up, but she's like one of those clones that like thinks they know what Vosh is about, but in reality, try to copy the bad aspects and try to make that a huge thing at the end of the day. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way, and see you in the next video or whenever I feel like uploading. So yeah, bye.